Good morning. How are you guys doing? Johnny here with Learn to Earn. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your day. Markets are almost open. Today is January 15th, 2026. It is 7:27 my time. And I'm excited. I'm excited to have another live day trading session with you all today. So, welcome. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. And we are live. All right, all right. So QQQ sold off to 614 yesterday. Now up back to $627 this morning. So we'll see if we get a pullback or does this continue to push up even higher. Bitcoin also pushing up to $97,946 in the overnight hours. Pulled back to 95,700 and it's now kind of floating around 96.7. So are we going to see a significant drop today from Bitcoin, or are we going to see more upward momentum? MSTR pushed up to $190 yesterday. What a bullish run, just to give it all back, ending the day yesterday around 176 down to 175 in the overnight hours and currently sitting at 179. MSTZ also selling as low as $10.12. We lost about $8 yesterday, nothing too crazy. So currently not in on any trades as of right now. We are going to pay a little bit closer attention to the overall market and the direction. I'd love to get into MSTZ today, but we might not. If Bitcoin is bullish and has another run, of course MSTZ will get cheaper because MSTR would also push up. So market opens in about 30 seconds. We just want to be aware of the overall market conditions. It's very bullish still on the 4-hour time frame as well as the daily. Very bullish still indeed. There is no breakup pattern, so I'm excited to see what happens now in the now as market opens. All right, got my coffee, and let's go ahead and react to the market. All right, market is officially open. Here we go. Market is open. I was actually looking at open as well for a possible trade to the upside here if the market remains bullish. We could get some selling pressure, and if we do, SQQQ would be a nice move today from 64.80 to potentially 68 if we get that selling pressure, making, about 5 to 6% profit, $3 to $4 per share. So that could be a good move if the overall market sells off a little bit more. Bitcoin, of course, not doing much, not moving really at all. The market open doesn't really influence Bitcoin all that much, although MSTR looks like it is trying to drop here. I've been trading MSTZ for weeks now. Good morning, Andrew. How you doing? I've been trading MSTZ for weeks now, shorting Bitcoin, but that can end. We can get super dialed in and super focused on trading the same thing every day, and sometimes it could happen where the trade setups just aren't there anymore. I would like to see Bitcoin drop now here at these overbought levels. Doesn't mean it has to. I think MSTZ is kind of waiting for it to drop. Could see some more selling pressure on MSTR, which could give us a nice move, like say 12 to 13 on MSTZ, but again, very risky trade. Overall markets kind of holding, honestly, kind of holding up at this level here. Bull not doing much. Sound not doing much. LUNR selling off today. SoFi pushing up. SoFi is pushing up to a previous resistance level. We talked about this, buying down at support around 26, selling at moving average 26.90, possibly even 27.50 for SoFi. So that'd be a nice move for somebody who sees value in it. Intel running up, PayPal selling off, Hood selling off, Nvidia pushing up. Lulu selling off from 215 down to 202, now sitting at 203. Interesting here for Lulu. Looks like there's a lot of what used to be support is now resistance. Starting to trade within this range. Let's see. We're being very picky and very cautious today with the overall markets, right? Markets can sell off. They already significantly sold off to 614. Nice push up. We could see a lot of volatility. We could see this sell off a little bit more. But right now we're just waiting and seeing. Looks like Bitcoin again trying to sell off at these levels. Potentially could. It could also bounce and rally pretty easily here. Pretty aggressively, to be honest. So we want to be aware of that. Yeah, I just don't really necessarily want to take that trade. If I was going to get in it, it would have been right there at 1160. 1160 would have been up 5% already on MSTZ. Looks like we're going to see a little bit more selling pressure, so I'll buy 50 shares of MSTZ up at this level. It's a little bit high on the entry, but this still has potential to go up to that moving average. So we'll see what happens if Bitcoin has a pretty good sell-off here. I guess we are trading MSTZ today. Now MSTR did find some support right there at 175 from that pre-market level here. So we'll see if we can break that support. That'd be very good if we can, to get down to a previous range here. Do you guys see where it used to trade at? It was trading between 155 and 170. Would have been nice to get a short on it yesterday at $10. But a light position nonetheless. Very light position. Bitcoin selling off, so that's exactly what we wanted to see here. Just want to make sure it continues to sell off, bringing MSTR down. Yeah, that move could have already happened too. Nice 5% move this morning on MSTZ. See how it's pushed up. Now it's on the RSI. Overbought slightly here. Trying to find that support. Yeah, that was the move. Pre-market move, 1130, 1140, up to 1224. Looks like it's catching some resistance from yesterday's highs on MSTZ right now, which is fine. All right, on a small scale, I'd love to see this push up more. It doesn't have to. Love to see a breakout. Further selling pressure would be nice. There we go. Now only trading with 50 shares, a little less value, a little bit less share price today. I usually trade with about 100 shares when I'm, more confident in the trade setup. And I'm also giving myself room to buy more. If there's a significant pullback, I could buy more at a low. There we go. Bitcoin selling off. QQQ holding support here on the 1 minute. It is holding that support. Pushed up to 627. Sold off just a little bit. Peep StubHub. StubHub. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. From 1360 to 1440. It's got a nice little range set up here. Yeah, it's got a pretty nice little range. 1250s, 1240s seems to bounce around there currently. Now it looks like there is some resistance right around 1430. And you could say $15. Close to $15, about 1468. So yeah, there is some common support, common resistance. Very nice. Looking out at the 4 hour. Oh yeah, beautiful. Crossed over that moving average. We could see some more bullishness and upward momentum for StubHub. Definitely. Good call out on this one. Very low range. If it could break out of this range here, we could see some higher highs on Stub for sure. Good call out. Bitcoin selling off even more. MSTR going down. I'd love to see this come all the way down to this moving average or even 94,000. Doesn't have to, but it'd be nice to see Bitcoin come down even lower, as that would push MSTR back down to this moving average, which could be a nice, 3, almost 4%, which would push this up a nice 6 to 8%, $40 to $50 today, already up 10. See Bitcoin sell off some more. Markets are, technically bullish, right? Definitely bullish for the markets. We can see this thing run up a little bit higher. Love to see it sell off. That'd give us a little bit more sentiment for our trade. It could come below this 45 EMA, retest the moving average. That would be nice. Doesn't mean it has to happen. MSTR at 174. It's like it's trying to recover here. We're going to get our stop loss set as always. Creating a stop loss is always a good thing to do. And as this pushes up, we have our stop loss set. 2% on this trade. I'm going to take the 2% on this trade. If it, oops. Well, I missed that one. Push up a little bit more. There we go. 1240. 1240. Let's see it. 1245. $15. And there we go. So we took that real quick, just a small little trade to get some skin in the game. A nice 2% profit. Nothing crazy. You know, it's not a $20 or $40 day just yet. Could always buy more shares on this pullback if we see that it is pulling back. But yeah, Bitcoin is super oversold. We can get a nice gap up potentially. And I do not want to get caught in that giving all the profits back, right? So not a bad little trade on that one. We'll see if this continues. We could always buy more. Small little trade today. Small trade. 2% on the trade, but was only with, what, 40 shares. Wasn't significant. 95.9. Continuing to sell off. It sold off so much, though. This thing could have a swift recovery. I bought way too high, guys. I need to be more. I'm either going to be patient and catch a nice trade, or I'm going to hold, or I'm not going to hold long enough and miss out. So that was almost $1 per share right there. $1 per share. And I caught 30 cents. Still it's something. Let's see what else we can look at here. QQQ still being very bullish. I wouldn't mind trying to get in on open, but it's now below that moving average, so I'm not liking it. But even like a, you know, even 50 shares of this, it's only 2.5%. You'd have to see a significant push up, honestly. And it's below that moving average right now, so open AI is just continuing to go down. Yeah. What about Bull? Bull wouldn't be bad at this level if we can get, again, back up against that moving average. Still only about 20 cents, though. 20 cents isn't a whole lot. You know, that's why I like MSTZ, because it moves so much. And there's a lot of money you can get per share. SoFi selling off again. TXO Partners made me some money. TXO. Let's take a look. All right, looks like you're trading those lower valued stocks as well, or not valued, but lower price stocks. Very nice. Oh yeah, has a downward trend. It looks like it popped up very nicely from 10.12 to 11.25. That is very nice. In about a week, it went up 10%. There's just not a lot of volume on this one, okay? Be careful with TXO Partners. There's only 5,000 volume, which is not significant. You don't want to get stuck holding the bag because you can't get out of this position. Move slow because there's very little volume. Woo! Bitcoin is selling off a little bit more. Means MSTR is technically can sell off a little more too. Just pushed up to 1250. Very nice. MSTZ up 7%. 7% it is up. I want to get a little bit more. I just don't want to give back all my profits either. I really don't want to give back my profits on even the smallest trade. Just so oversold right now. I'm not liking this setup. So oversold. We can see this thing rally pretty significantly. It's going to be testing this support right here at 95.6. Do you guys see that right there? It's a very small support, but it is still support nonetheless. So it's going to be testing 95.6. And as you can see, it's testing it very well. You can see this begin to run up, which means MSTR would run up. And this isn't even selling off that much compared to Bitcoin. There we go. It's a nice break below. We're going to go ahead and get 30 shares. It's a little bit high for our average, but again, with our stop set, you can't lose as long as you have a stop and you're willing to manage your risk. We're already in the green anyways. Looks like Bitcoin is going to recover. So is MSTR. Very swift recovery. Yep, look at this. Look at this. I knew that support would be there. I knew there'd be a support. Let's see if we can get some more selling pressure. Or if this is just going to pump all the way back up. See some more selling pressure. Got 30 shares. We could always get some more, but I'm not really pushing my luck right now with MSTZ. Yeah. Looks like Bitcoin's going to run up. Yep. 1233. Yeah, bad trade. Shouldn't even taken it. Should not have even taken that trade. And it's not like we gave back a lot. We were up $15. Now we're only up 9. I identified this as a support. I wanted to catch the break of support, but Bitcoin wasn't having it. It found that support at 95.6, which means MSTR is going to push up. And yeah, not a good trade, which is fine. We're still green on the day, but we didn't, make a ton of money here, making $9. Not just because I bought too high. Chart settings. Yeah, I just bought too high. I should have bought my 100 shares on the crossover right here at market open at 11.69. 85 cents per share, 7%. Could have been an easy $85. I bought 50 shares at 12.16, sold at 12.44. 12.16, 12.44, 28 cents initially. And then bought at 12.49, sold at 12.33. So giving back, what, $6? Yeah, not the best trade today. And that's the thing. I go from being patient to missing the move. And sometimes when I should be patient, I take a trade when I should have waited. So we just got to flip the script on those things. We got to figure out a way to manage not really even manage our risk. We did good on managing our risk, but getting in sooner, even pre-market, would have been nice, like at 11:30s, 11:50s. If we could have got in at 11:50, that would have been a nice $100 right there. All right, QQQ selling off. There we go. Getting below that moving average. This is that lower low on the day. So it found support right around here, pushed back up to resistance. and it looks like it couldn't break out of that resistance. Now it's breaking out of this support, right? This was support and it's breaking out of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Does it hold or does it sell off more? It is below that moving average now for QQQ. We could see some more selling pressure for the overall market, or it could find support here and rally again, which would make this a very choppy, volatile day. Bitcoin finding support at 95.6, pushing up to 96. MSTR not doing much. Looks like it's finding some resistance now, right around where that support level was previously. So finding another resistance here, which means our trade plan could have worked. Again, sometimes having your stop too close, not giving your price action or the stock the breathing room it needs. You know, if I would have had a stop set at 1220, it would have never hit 1220. It's now back up to 1235. So, but yeah. Now if you guys are aware, my wife did burn her foot really, really bad, and she's now kind of immobilized. She is basically got orders to stay in bed, so I'm doing the kids drop off and chores, errands around the house, helping her with whatever she needs. So I got one kid drop off at 7:15, right before I go live, and then I got one now at 8 o'clock. So we'll have a very short live stream today, but I'll be back later on this afternoon. Maybe we could go over some trade setups for tomorrow. Didn't really want to push anything today. It's Thursday. Markets are choppy. Looks like QQQ is going to run back up. A lot of consolidation here at this level. So, I mean, it's bullish. It's still holding above this 45 EMA. But as of right now, it's not really doing much. Just a lot of consolidation, a lot of choppiness. So, choppy day. It could go into tomorrow. Bitcoin pushing up as well, kind of consolidating within this new range of 95,600 and 96,800. So again, it's gonna have to break one of these levels. And yeah, locked in a few dollars, nothing crazy. We were up 15 at one point, now we're only up 9. And that's the way it goes sometimes. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream here. I appreciate your guys' time. We will be live again tomorrow, and possibly do some kind of a live stream later on this afternoon or some type of video. All right, guys, so thank you again. Let's remember to end the year on a green note. Smash that like button for me. Later, guys.